Are you paying out of pocket every month for your spouse or your parents' nursing home? And maybe you've been writing checks for 90 days or more. In Arkansas, the average cost of care is over $8,800 a month. So, for most families, writing checks of that size every month can wipe out a bank account pretty quick. Maybe you've been told that they're over resourced. They've got too much money to qualify for Medicaid, or they've got too much income to qualify for Medicaid. But this isn't always the case. Hi, I'm Doug Jones with Elder Care Attorneys of Arkansas, and we've heard our clients over the years tell us many reasons as to why their loved one may not qualify for Medicaid benefits to help pay the cost of care. Even if you have been paying out of pocket for months, as long as your loved one still has some assets to protect and preserve, it may not be too late. If your loved one is going to a nursing home soon, it's important to act quickly and to learn what asset protection strategies that you do have and that may be available to you. Let me tell you about two different couples with very similar factual situations, but very different outcomes. The first one is Frank and Martha. Frank developed Alzheimer's. Martha was the well spouse at home, well in air quotes, because she had physical problems, but Frank had Alzheimer's. Martha was the caregiver. The kids loved him, but the kids lived out of state, and they would talk to Mom and Dad on a regular basis, but they weren't there to help. Martha and Frank had been married for over 50 years. Martha cared for her husband as long as she possibly could, until it got to the point where Martha's doctor told her that unless she admitted Frank to a nursing home, there was a high likelihood that she would die before her husband. So she finally admitted Frank to the nursing home. The nursing home looked at their assets and told Martha that they were over-resourced, that she couldn't get Medicaid assistance for her husband, and they would just have to spend down. So that's exactly what Martha did. Now Martha's 78 years old, broke and deep in debt, having to pay the monthly payments on the home equity loan. Frank is still in the nursing home, and he's getting the care he needs, which has been paid by Medicaid, but it's a little bit too late. Had they acted earlier, they could have preserved most of that money for the benefit of Martha. Frank still would have got the care he needed, but they didn't know, and Martha just spent it all. Now let me tell you about another couple, Bob and Sally. In this instance, Sally had to go to the nursing home. Very similar fact situation. She had Alzheimer's. Frank cared for her as long as possible at home. Finally, his health was taking a hit. He had no option other to admit his wife to a nursing home. Now she's getting the care she needs in a nursing home, which is being paid by Medicaid. The difference is, in this case, Bob consulted an elder law attorney, which helped them develop an asset protection plan to help Bob preserve most of their monetary assets, helping protect the family home, which will pass down to the kids on Bob and Sally's death, and even help them select the right facility that can meet Sally's needs. It's important to start this asset preservation process early. You can think of it as like a sink full of water. And when someone goes to the nursing home, it's like someone pulls the plug and you're just sitting there watching the water swirl down the sink. The goal is to put that plug in as quickly as possible to keep as much water in the sink as possible instead of just watching it run out. Yes, it is a very emotional time, but it's important to get with an elder law attorney to take action quickly to protect as many of the assets as possible. If we can help you with this process, please give us a call, 501-843-9014, or visit our website. There's a link to an on-demand webinar where we discuss this topic in much greater detail. We thank you for watching and have a great day.